Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, the Air 3S, it arrived today. It took a few days. We had a few issues being able to get this drone immediately in the US. Long story short, DJI ended up shipping it direct from China, so it takes a few days and it has to get through customs, etc. But no matter, I've got it now. So the Air 3S, what I want to do in this video, I want to get it out of the box. I want to show you what comes in the kit. And by the way, this is the Fly More kit that I have here with the RC2 controller. In other words, the controller with the screen. So I want to get it out of the box, show you what you get, and show you how to get it ready for your first flight. That's going to involve firmware update, etc. and a few other things. You got to install the props and so forth. But at any rate, let's quit messing around. Let's get it out of the box and let's do what we all want to do. We want to take a look at the drone, right? Okie dokie, let's get this bad boy out of the box. So as you can see, DJI Air 3, and it has the bundle of the Fly More kit with the DJI RC2. Nothing on that side. Pretty much identical on this side except for all the regulatory stuff on the bottom and just DJI on this side. So yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get it out of the box. So as usual with DJI, on the lid of the box, they put a QR code that helps you get to all the owner's manuals, etc. And I suggest that you download the PDF file of the manual. It's a lot easier to read on your computer or your tablet than it is the little booklet that they give you. Well, this reminds me a lot of the Air 3. Same bags. You pull down, pull that up, and boy, do we have a whole bag of stuff here. Okay, so what do we have? We got the drone itself. We got the DJI RC2 controller. This is the battery charge hub. This is a whole bunch of propellers. It comes with 2.5 sets of propellers. We'll take just enough out to get them on the drone. And then you have a charge cable, USB-C to USB-C, all that wonderful DJI documentation, including a sticker, etc., and another QR code there. And then this package is the DJI ND filters, and I'm really tickled that they included ND filters with this kit. They didn't do it on the Air 3, but we've got it on the Air 3S. Let's get this stuff out of the bag. Okay, again, got them out of the bags. Here it is in all its glory. The Air 3S itself, the DJI RC2. There is a battery already in the drone. And then here is the drone charge hub with the other two batteries that come with the Fly More kit. And then the ND filters. Let's see if we can open that up real quick. There's those ND filters, so you can take a look at those. We've got an ND8, a 32, and a 128. Then with regard to the props, I only took out the props that I needed, 2 sets of A's and 2 sets of B's, and we'll get those installed on the drone. The rest of them I left in the bag. There's no use having those loose flying around. So let's see what we have to do to prepare to get this drone in the air. So you need to charge all your batteries and the remote. So the drone does not come with a charger. So you're going to want to purchase a charger. And the one I have here is a DJI 100-watt charger that I bought some time ago. So you're either going to want to find probably a 65-watt or better charge block. And you can use an aftermarket one if you wish. In this case, I bought this one direct from DJI. Of course, you need the cables. You got the 120-volt power cable to go into the charge block, and then USB-C to USB-C. And this is a high-speed data cable and power cable. You can tell by the orange end, and that is from DJI. And I believe it came with the charger. So that's something that you're going to want to get. Make sure you get at least a 65-watt charger. So you can see right here, you've got a USB-C port on the charge hub. If you want to check the state of the charge on the batteries, you can look at them one at a time by simply short pressing the button. Or if you want to check them all, you've got the button here on the side. Just push it real quick and it'll tell you the state of charge of all the batteries. So I need to pull this sticker off, but again, to release the batteries, you've got a button down here that you push that, Battery pulls right out. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is unfold the drone. So you're going to want to pull the front legs out first, and they just fold straight forward. And then the back legs kind of push down and out, and pull those out. And there's the drone right there. And then we need to install the battery. And this is easy to line up. You can see the power pins down there. If you look at the battery here, you can see the power pins there as well. You simply slide it into the back of the drone. Once you hear that click, you're good to go. And to remove the battery, just simply push both of those buttons and it slides right out. We'll slide it right back in. Next, we want to get our props installed. And so you have two kinds of props. You have A and B props, clockwise and counterclockwise. So the A one's in white, the B ones are darker. And if you look on the drone, you'll see the light colored motor, that's for the A props. And then the dark colored motor, that is for the B props. And they're always opposite each other, A's and B's. Okay, I've got the props laid out here, and the A props, if you look real close, they kind of have a little gray circle around the center there, whereas the B props are just black. So that's kind of an easy way to tell them by sight. So to put them on, it's simply a turn and twist. You can see the clip here. You line it up with the obviously the center hole and with the motor, and then twist. And there's a B prop installed. Now the A prop, we're going to go the opposite direction. So again, in the center, put that tab down in there and turn it till it locks. And by the way, you can feel it when it locks in there, so no worries there. And if you try and go the wrong way with it, it just simply won't go. It won't go. So you just turn it till you feel that click. And then they lock into place. And it's that easy. So we've got the props installed. So we've got a decal that says press here to remove the gimbal cover. So simply push down and pull it out. And the gimbal cover comes right off. And then it also has a foam block here. And you need to remove that obviously because it's going to restrict the gimbal. Some people put that on every time, others don't. I always put it back into place. I don't know if it's there primarily for shipping or you need to put it back every time. I don't know. It's easy to do, so I always put it back in. The thing is, it's also easy to forget to take it off. So the cool thing about this drone is it's got onboard memory, so you don't need to put a micro SD card in, but you sure can if you want. You pull that cover off and there you go. You've got the slot for a TF card or micro USB card, and then you see a USB-C port, and that is the data port that you're going to use for offloading your video onto your computer or whatever. You can do it wirelessly, but it also, you can just plug into that port. And the other feature about this is you don't have to have the drone powered on to do it. I guess while we're looking at the bottom of the drone here, we can look at a couple things. You've got a couple of downward facing optical cameras there, optical flow. This is an LED light, so a downward facing light, and this is a time of flight sensor, and that is essentially infrared. It tells the drone how far off the ground it is. The other optical sensors are on the four corners. Here's one, here's another, and then on the back, kind of the same thing. You got a couple more optical sensors there. Essentially cameras, and that's for your obstacle avoidance. You can also use these cameras while in flight to tell how close you're getting to an object. So then the DJI RC2, if you're not familiar, these are your antenna. You're going to want to have those out and in place. The flat part of the antenna is what you want to keep pointed towards the drone. Looking on the bottom here, you can see that's where your gimbal sticks are stored, and you have a C1 and C2 button. Those are programmable buttons that you can use for different functions within the drone in the app. Let's put those gimbal sticks on. The gimbal sticks just screw into place on the gimbals. So we can just take a cursory look at the controller. You got the power switch here. One short press will tell you how full the battery is. I charge it up, so 4 lights there. We got a full battery. This button out here is a pause button. In other words, if the drone is in flight at any time, you can hit that and the drone will go into a hover. If you hold it down, that is also your return to home button. It will put the drone into return to home. Middle switch here is the speed mode. S is high speed sport mode. Middle is normal mode, so most of your flying. And that far to the left is cine mode. That really slows things down. So then the buttons on the top of the controller, this button is to take a picture. This button is to start recording. This scroll wheel on the left-hand side controls the gimbal up and down, and the scroll wheel on the right-hand side is zoom in and out. So on the bottom of the controller here, you got a slot for a micro SD card, and you can use that to record a screen recording or screenshots from the controller, etc. You also have a USB-C slot there that can be used for charging, or also it's a data port for offloading pictures, etc. from the controller. If you want to record audio, you can also plug a mic into that USB-C slot. Okay, so now it's time to fire this drone up for the first time, because I know there's going to be firmware updates. There always is on a new drone, and it's one of the first things you want to do. Plus you have to activate the drone as well, and I will do that. Okay, first things first, make sure your gimbal is free and clear. You don't have the cover or that little foam piece on there. You want the gimbal to be able to operate freely. But then we want to turn the drone on, and that is a short press and a long press. Short, long, and you'll see those lights strobe, and the drone will fire up. And you heard that familiar DJI tone there. Let's move this a little bit to the side. And the gimbal would have gone through its self-calibration as well. So next we want to fire up the controller. So again, that is a short press and a long press of that power button. Okay, so we're booting up here, and it's asking me first what language, so I'm going to select English, of course. And then we're going to agree to their terms of use for the software. Everybody reads that, right? And I'm going to tell them that I'm in the United States. So I've checked the box that says United States there. We're going to click Next. And then it wants to know about if you want to hook it up Wi-Fi. I'm going to do that. And once you're logged in, it's going to ask you to activate. So I'm clicking the Activate button. And it's going to take me through a Get Started guide. I'm going to start a screen recording here to see if I can show you this now. So we've got a screen recording started. I'm going to click Start, and it tells you how to swipe on the screen. Well, I went ahead and clicked Skip, so it took me right to the DJI Fly app there. But you can go through that. If you're not familiar with this, you can go through that tutorial. It looks like it's going to play us a little video here. Fly as you are, it says. So I'm going to agree to some information. It wants me to do the product improvement program. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and click join. We'll see what that does. And then it finally takes us to the page to activate the device. And once you click activate, that's when it's going to begin your warranty. And also, if you signed up for DJI Care Refresh, that's when that's going to begin as well. I should have said, if you don't already have a DJI account, you're going to have to create one, which is easy enough. It says aircraft successfully bound to device, and we're going to go ahead and activate Care Refresh. And it's double checking my email number, or email address, and we're completed. Holy cow. So yes, it is immediately asking for an update there. So I'm going to click update on this page, and you can see that it describes all the things that it adds to the drone, and it takes us to software version v01.00.0300. I'm not going to read through all of that. I will scroll up here so you can see it all, though. And you can pause the screen if you want to be able to read all that. but it's simply allowing all of the functions that they've added to the drone. And product official name, oh, so for the RC, excuse me, this next update then is for the RC2. So it added support for the Air 3S, which is what this is, and fixed some known issues. So we're going to click update, and I'll lose the screen recording because at different times the drone will turn itself on and off, as will the controller. Now, in order to do this, obviously you have to be connected to a Wi-Fi network because it has to download that update. I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi, but if you're out in the field, you could use your hotspot on your cell phone, etc. But I'm going to go ahead and click update. I'm going to stop my screen recording because this is going to take a while and there's no point in recording all that. And I'll be back with you guys once this is all updated. What I want to say is, don't be alarmed if the drone shuts itself off, turns itself back on. Same thing with the controller. It can turn itself off, turn itself back on. That is perfectly normal. And at the end of the update, you may have to manually turn one or the other or both of them back on. So I'll see you on the other side. So the app is going to want to take me through a beginner flight tutorial. It says it takes about 10 minutes. Now, obviously, I'm familiar with flying DJI drones, but you know, if this is your first drone, I urge you to go through that. I'm going to click skip. It's got a disclaimer about the AirSense system. That is the ADS-B system that it's a receiver that tells you when there's any manned aircraft in your area. I'm going to go ahead and click enabled, and it gives you a choice for that. And display, you can do standard text or larger text. I'm an old man. I'm going to do large text, click OK. What you should do, though, every time after you do an update, is you should restart both the drone and the controller. So that's about it. Once you do the restart, you should be good to go, and you can get out in the field for your first flight. So this video is not intended to be a tutorial, but mostly just to show you what you need to do to get your drone ready for its first flight, and just to give you an introduction to the Air 3S. So I can't wait to get my first flight in, but yeah, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. The DJI Air 3S, I cannot wait to get this bird in the air.